Yeah, let's talk about your book. And you said that child trafficking, yeah, please do show it. Child
Yeah,
trafficking is actually a threat in our local society, even in affluent areas, even in like it's pretty affluent here in Colorado.
yeah,
But you said it's a threat for everybody, so that makes it a local and personal problem. Maybe you could talk about that and your book.
yeah. So really quickly, human slavery is 150 billion with a B dollar a year industry, untaxed because they're criminals, right? They're not paying taxes. And 40 million people are currently enslaved, which is about the population of California. The other thing that happens is women like you and me who are listening to the podcast right now are going, oh my gosh, that is so sad that that happens in places like Thailand. By the way,
Yep.
this is my
Put it back a
daughter
little bit toward your face, would you? I can't see it clearly. Great.
there. Yeah. So there is a picture of my daughter and me. My daughter comes up to about my rib cage, standing in front of this building. This building is at the end of the killing fields. Inside this building, I did not know this when my daughter ran over to it, are a bunch of skulls. They have them segregated by age and by sex. It is the Cambodians' attempt to never forget, and that's what it says on the sign when they translate it into English, to never forget what happened at the hands of the communists. So every year when the rains come, it washes away the sandy, silty red soil. And even though it's been 50 years since the Cambodian overthrow under Pol Pot, where they executed part of the Cambodian population, telling them it was all going to be better, but just kidding, because communists actually kill you. That's what they do. They say it's going to be great, and then they kill you. Every year when the rains come, the bones will still to this day rise to the top, and they will preserve them in this glass case for visitors to see what communism does. So my daughter saw a lady try to sell her baby to us, and then she saw skulls in that glass case. I didn't know that that glass case was there. She looked at me and she said, again, Mama, how did this happen? And I said, I knelt down, I dragged her face to mine, and I said, those in power lied to the people. And by the time they figured it out, it was too damn late. Let this be a lesson to you, my love. Don't you ever agree or listen to somebody in a position of power simply because they are in power. If anything, your default baseline is you distrust what they say precisely because they are in power, even if you're here in America, but especially if you're living in a third world country. Do you hear me? And she said yes. So the answer to preventing our children from falling into this communist sort of economic and school system that is being thrust at them from every way is to protect their learning, put them in a Christian school, homeschool them, don't send them to a crazy school, or to give them my course, because I go over this in my course, or have them read my book. But the other thing you need to know is sex trafficking is integrally tied to these third world economies because the people are so poor. And it's also happening here. And it's not just happening on the wrong side of the tracks.